Welcome to online tutorial number 7. I talk a lot about trusting the process, following the process, and ultimately what that really means is that there's an assumption that you're going to be in the process. And so what I wanted to do now is a bit of a check for you all. Hopefully it'll make you comfortable, for those of you who have been trusting the process and following it. And for those of you who haven't, you'll get a bit of a sense of what's going to be required to try and correct things, okay? So I've mapped out here on the screen for you essentially the first 8 weeks from the beginning of the course through to workshop number 2. Obviously workshop number 2 can include the catch-up. If you can't come on the Saturday, the catch-up, all right? So it started with these first few weeks where you were given the chapter and the video with all the concepts from the environmental interaction framework, and I said, just be comfortable to be able to define these things. If you can define these things as concepts, then you'll do fine in the pretest. And I think largely the majority of the class did very well, and there's plenty of people who didn't do so well, and I suspect that's generally not enough time was given to prepping for the pretest. Then I said it was really important to come along to workshop number 1 and or the catch-up on the Monday, because it would allow you to have a chance to experience that open mind, to get into a group, to really connect to your 4 words, and to be able to sort of carry that momentum forward into weeks 5, 6, and where we are now in week 7. And by doing that, you'd be able to have the development of an idea around something that is of got interest to you. You're in a group with people where there's something that connects you, right? Whether that's cats, dogs, aeroplanes, a way of wanting to respect or understand each other, there's something that connects you, all right? And through examining the nature of who you know and what you know, you've found something, an idea that connect you, okay? And along the way, in doing that, you've been interacting with the readings, and you've been able to get a deeper understanding for what sits behind some of those theories. So we would expect in your interim learning report that when you're talking about value change, value shops, value networks, we're not talking about it at a definition level, that you've actually gone down to try and understand the logic that relates to those things. That you can understand the nature of selection, because you've gone and had a bit of a look at the Aldrich chapter, all right? Or you've read the Many Are Called, Few Are Chosen, right? So we would expect that your understanding of those theoretical ideas is deeper than just at a definitional level, okay? And that you've then sat in your group and your thinking and your idea generation around those concepts has been challenged, all right? And hopefully confirmed, right? And all of that leads you to be able to sit down and complete and submit your interim learning report. Section 1 being around your consideration of what your idea is, how it relates to your group's resource profile. What is it that the group members have got to contribute to enable this idea to move forward? Your understanding of the idea space in terms of variation, selection, retention. Your sense of where the legitimacy isn't for this idea, and what does that mean in terms of selection. Your ability to conceive the creation and capture of value related to this idea, and your understanding of what that means in terms of the operational environment. And then ultimately to summarize it in your CPS statement or COS statement if it's more of an opportunity than a problem. And then you can submit in confidence that having followed the process, everything should be fine. Now, what typically happens is in a couple of weeks' time after the submission, somebody gets their mark back and they say, gee, I'm really disappointed because I'm only in the unit to get a 7, and I put as much effort into this assignment as I did my other assignments where I always get a 7, and you only gave me a 5. And then invariably we have the conversation where the process hasn't been followed. And if we're honest and we dig deep, we can say, well, you didn't get into a group and you tried to do this by yourself, and your thinking clearly hasn't been challenged, or you haven't showed us how it's been challenged. right? Or you haven't gone to the readings. You haven't demonstrated an understanding of these concepts and how they relate to each other. Okay? So, if you're in that situation where you haven't been able to get into a group, it isn't the end of the world, but don't expect to just submit your normal effort to an assignment and get your perhaps normal result, because the assignment is predicated on you having followed this process. All right? We're not assessing straight out knowledge. We're assessing your ability to demonstrate your understanding of how all of these concepts are integrated. Very important. And the guide for doing the interim learning report that sits on in the assessments area of Blackboard, clearly in all the blue areas, states exactly what we're looking for you to do. Okay? If you're not in a group, then come along to the second workshop and try to get yourself in a group. All right? There's a lot of reasons why people didn't get to the first workshop, and obviously for those of you who are then able to then follow up and get to the catch-up, that's fine. But if you didn't get to the first workshop and you really can't be bothered coming to the second workshop, don't be bothered asking me why your marks didn't work out the way you wanted them to, because you're outside of the scope of the process. You're not following the process. The process includes coming to the workshops, working with a group collaboratively, having your thinking challenged via that process, and then being able to submit that work. Now, I would suggest that you pay really close attention to the STEPS model video. It's not an easy process to follow. We're not going to be critically analysing your words subjectively in your Section 2 area. We're just asking the question, have you followed the process of using why? And that means there should be 35 whys, roughly, on that Section 2,000 words. All right? So if you do the maths, it's roughly every 25 to 30 words, there's going to be a why. All right? Roughly after every sentence. Okay? And that's what I should be seeing, around 35 whys across those 7 supporting questions that relate to the primary question, which of course is, to what extent do you recognise an entrepreneurial self in your everyday life? Okay? So if you're inside the process and everything I've just said is comfortable, feel good, submit your work, and let's see where we get to. If you're outside of that process, the only way to get back inside, come to Workshop 2, try to find a way of getting into a group. And there's quite a few people in that situation, so we could form some new groups in Workshop 2. Don't feel embarrassed about it. Don't feel like anyone's thinking any less of you. The only way to correct the situation is to take some action to get yourself back inside the process, okay? And then you can resurrect things going forward, I'm sure. Other than that, I think that covers everything. If you're where you should be, ready to submit just in week 8, then you should feel comfortable that you're going to do quite well in this process because you're following it, okay, and you're trusting it. If you're not, you can come and see me, and or make sure you turn up at that workshop so that we can actually try and get you back on track.